it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. It has a lovely body with legs so short and thin. When it is so tired, it drops and then I win. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play.
Oh, hi there. You caught me just as I was about to light the menorah. Too bad all I have in my hand is this pen. The rabbi said you need at least one candle to light in order to celebrate Hanukkah. They said you only need one candle, and actually you can light it with any oil you have at your disposal, because the holiday was purposefully designed to be accessible to everybody, whether rich or poor, whether observant, whether non-observant, whether knowledgeable or not all that knowledgeable. They remembered that the message of the Maccabees, a message of religious freedom, is to try and include people whose customs and backgrounds might be different than yours. I'm proud to be the rabbi of a synagogue that makes an effort to include everybody no matter their background. And I hope this year, as you celebrate Hanukkah, that the candles that you light are not only a benefit to you, but serve to brighten our world with that same message of religious freedom, of tolerance, and the defeat of darkness with great, great light. Happy Hanukkah!
ימי החנוכה, חנוכת מקדשנו, בגילו ושמחה ממלאים את ליבנו, לילה ויום סביבוננו יסוד, צור גניות נאכל במלאות, העירו, הדליקו, נרות חנוכה רבים. על הניסים ועל הנפלאות אשר חוללו המכבים. על הניסים ועל הנפלאות אשר חוללו המכבים. אוי חנוכה היום תבשנר, afreilicher lustiger nicht noch a Säuner, alle Nachten dreidlich spielen mir, so die heiße Latke setzen und Naschir, geschwinden sind Kinder, die wenigen Lichter vor. Sogar Hanisim läuft Gott vor den Hanisim und Kungichen tanzen in Chor. Sogar Hanisim läuft Gott vor den Hanisim und Kungichen tanzen in Chor. Ay, nay, 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 nay. Ay, nay, 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 nay. Ay, nay, 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 nay.
Hello everyone and Chag Sameach. Thank you so much for joining me in my home while I get it a little bit Hanukkah-ified for the holiday. So we're going to make these beautiful and easy sun catchers using things that you maybe have at home or can buy at your local dollar store. So I am starting off with just some regular computer paper, and I've cut it into the shape that I want my sun catcher to look with the middle removed. You can do any shape you'd like. And I've also copied that onto a thicker piece of construction paper. I went with black, but you could do any color you like as well. Next, you're going to need some sticky contact paper. You could also use wax paper and some tape. You're going to need tissue paper that I've confettified. I think these colors look really festive. Some string, and then I've got scissors and tape. Let's get started. So first things first, I actually taped down my contact paper to my work surface because it's really rolly and unwieldy. And I had removed the backing, so it's sticky part facing up. Now I'm going to take my sun catcher, place it in the middle, and just stick it down. Next, I'm going to use my confetti and just randomly throw it around, but I want everything covered, but not overlapping too much because I still want the sun to be able to shine through. So I'm going to do that now. going to take my other piece of contact paper. I'm going to take the sticky backing off, and I'm going to seal everything in like a sandwich, and then I'm going to cut around. Let's see. Catcher ready to go. I just need a way to hang it. So I've got a little bit of string. I've got a little bit of tape. I'm going to put it on the back side. And there we have it, a beautiful and festive Hanukkah sun catcher. Make sure that if you guys make some of these, you send your pictures to me at Ellie at bethtikvahtoronto.org. I can't wait to see what you made and how you've made your house light up like the miracle of Hanukkah.
Hi everybody. I hope you're having a great Hanukkah. I want to tell you a quick story. I don't know about you, but I love stories. Now this story is a midrash. Have you ever heard of a midrash before? If you haven't, it's okay. A midrash, you see, is a special story that the rabbis used to tell a long time ago. Almost 2,000 years ago, the rabbis told these stories, these midrash, about different things that happened in the Torah, because they love stories just as much as you and I. Now we all know what happened in the Torah when Moses went to the Red Sea and he held his staff up and it split and all of the Israelites were able to cross and escape the Egyptians. But the rabbis tell a slightly different story. And in their version, Moses and the Israelites got to the sea and the Egyptians were chasing behind them. They're looking over their shoulders. And Moses does exactly what God said. He holds his staff up in the air and his arms outstretched over the sea, and nothing happens. And the Israelites are starting to get nervous. So Moses takes a moment and catches his breath. And what does he do? He tries again. He raises his staff up and nothing happens. And at this point, the Israelites and Moses, they're starting to get nervous because they can hear the Egyptians in the distance. They're catching up. They're getting closer and they're trapped between the Egyptians and the sea. So Moses starts waving his arms around, not sure what to do, praying, trying to remember if God gave him special instructions. Maybe there was something he was supposed to say. But nothing is happening. And the Israelites are getting more and more nervous. Except for one man. His name was Nachshon ben Aminadav. Now Nachshon figured it out. He figured that God was waiting, not just to do a miracle for them, but for them, the Israelites, the people, to do a miracle for themselves. So he dove into the sea. Not all at once, but step by step he started to walk in. And his friends and his family, everyone was shouting at him, "What are you doing, Nachshon? The sea is supposed to split. It hasn't split yet." And he just said, "You have to have faith." And he took another step and another. One after the others, he got deeper and deeper. And when the water was up to his waist, all of his friends and family were shouting, "Get out, your clothes, everything's getting wet, you're going to drown. This is no time to go for a swim. The Egyptians are coming and we have to figure out how to split the sea." But Nachshon just kept going. He took another step and another step. And he kept going until the water got higher and higher and higher, until it was just about at the top of his head. And it was at that moment that the Israelites were shocked and amazed, because the water, it started to split, just like God had promised. Now you may be saying to yourself, "Rabbi Lewis, Why are you telling us a story about Passover? It's not Passover, it's Hanukkah. And don't worry, I haven't gone crazy. I know it's Hanukkah. But I think that this story, even though it's about the story of Passover and the Exodus from Egypt and everything else, I think it has an important lesson. And I think it's actually the same lesson that we learn in Hanukkah. Because in Hanukkah, there's a small group of Jews known as the Maccabees. And they fought off the entire Greek army, which was one of the greatest, if not the greatest military in the entire world at the time. And that is a miracle. But just like the miracle of the splitting of the sea, God didn't do it just for nothing. God waited until the Israelites, until the Maccabees, until the Jewish people were willing to act, until they were willing to do a miracle for themselves. God could have defeated the Greeks even without the Maccabees, even before Judah and his brothers led the revolt. But God waited. God waited for the Jewish people to decide that they were ready to make a miracle happen. Because that's really the secret of miracles. There are things in life we need God's help for. But God doesn't just make sure we get an A on a test. God helps us if we're willing to study and do the work. God won't just shovel the snow on our driveway. But God will give us the strength we need maybe to face the cold. But we have to be willing to go out there with a shovel. And the same is true for anything else. We need to do our part. And then, only then, can we find a miracle. So this Hanukkah, as you light your Hanukiot in your homes with your families, as you add a little bit of light to the world, I want you to think about what miracles might the world need. What miracles are you and your friends and your family waiting to happen? And instead of just waiting for them to happen, ask yourself, what can you do to help be a part of that miracle? Just like the Maccabees, just like Nachshon, we each have to ask ourselves, what can we do to make the world a better place, to help bring about a miracle? Have a happy, healthy, and donut-filled Hanukkah. Good night.
הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. הימים ההם בזמן הזה על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבולות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבולות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבולות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה על הניסים על הפורקן ועל הגבולות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה בימים ההם בזמן הזה בימים ההם בזמן הזה הזה.
Hi everyone, here again for another fun, quick craft, or rather recipe that we can all do together in time for Hanukkah. So I know we're all used to regular potato latkes and they're delicious. So I'm not going to say these will replace these, but these are a fun, different alternative to your regular potato latkes. And there's only 6 ingredients. So what I have here is 1 sweet potato that has been peeled and shredded. I cheated and I used the food processor. And 2 zucchinis that have also been shredded. I'm going to mix those together with my much too big wooden spoon here. And then I'm going to get ready to add in 2 more ingredients. And these ingredients are the things that are going to bind everything together, because if we just put our sweet potato and zucchini into our oil like this, they'll just sort of become French fries? I don't know. Okay, so that's all mixed up. I've got 4 eggs. I'm going to whisk those together with a fork. And pour it in. Wonderful. And then I have got half a cup of flour. I use bread flour because that's what I have, but you can use all-purpose, or if you need to go gluten-free, whatever type of flour you need. But half a cup. I'm going to use my fork to get everything combined, because I want everything to get a little bit of the egg and a little bit of the flour coating it, so we can basically make patties out of it. Or, latkes. I don't need to tell you what this is going to look like. It's a latke. So then after this, all you want to do is season it. I'm going to use salt and pepper. If you want to get more adventurous, you could add some garlic powder or maybe some everything bagel spice, because I put that on literally everything. Hence the name, I suppose. Okay. So this is all mixed up. It's a nice little batter. Let's add my salt and pepper. I love that these 2 vegetables are making up this latke, because they are literally the only 2 vegetables that my son eats at dinner time. Perfect. So I just did salt and pepper to taste. It should roughly be 3/4 of a teaspoon of each. So you can measure it if you're more exact than me. That's it. I'm going to go over to my frying pan, which has some olive oil coating the bottom. That's heating up, and we're going to go have a look at what that looks like. Okay, so we're over here at my frying pan. As you can see, it's just lightly coated with olive oil, and I like that this recipe uses olive oil instead of the traditional vegetable, because it's sort of harkening back to our story of Hanukkah. It's on medium-high heat, and I'm going to test if it's hot enough by just taking a little bit of our batter and seeing if it starts to bubble as soon as I put it down. Oh yes, that is bubbling. So I'm going to take a spoon, and I don't want to overcrowd my pan, but I'm going to make probably 3 nice big latkes. Oh, you can hear it sizzle. Perfect. And these don't take long to cook. Just a few minutes on each side, and it's going to be a nice golden brown. Oh my gosh, that one's big. We're going to flip it once they start to brown, give it another few minutes on the other side, and then we're going to put it onto a plate that has some paper towel on it, just to blot off that extra oil so you don't get a tummy ache. And that's it. I'll show you the finished product in a minute. Okay, these are sizzling away. I'm going to flip it just so you can see what it looks like. So nice and golden. This is going to be delicious. Okay, and I think we have one that's almost ready to go. Okay, so as I said, we're going to put it on a piece of paper towel so that it gets rid of all that extra oil. So let's give that a little bit of a blot. And I'm too excited. I'm going to taste mine. This is my first latke of the year. guys. This is delicious. I hope that you guys make our traditional latke recipe, but also give this one a try because it's so yummy. And if you do, don't forget to let me know how it goes. You can email me at Ellie at bethtikvahtoronto.org. Thank you so much for watching this. Happy Hanukkah, everybody.
Hi everybody, I'm Rabbi Sachs at Beth Tikvah, along with Rabbi Grover, and we wanted to talk to you a little bit about lighting the Hanukiah.
We're going to give you step-by-step instructions so that when you go home to light the menorahs with your own family or at your own home, you'll know exactly what to do.
So the first thing is it's very important that we place the Hanukiah on a windowsill. Because the whole mitzvah of Hanukkah is called Persumei Nisa. It's publicizing the miracle of the candles lasting, the oil in the temple when they lit the menorah. So we do that by putting it in a window where everybody outside can see the light.
We also wait until it's dark outside, which is about half an hour after sunset, in order to perform the lighting. You want to make sure that the menorah is on this ledge, and it's set up right now as if it's the second night of Hanukkah. Candles on the right-hand side, and we welcome each new night of Hanukkah by lighting its candle. So this is the candle of the second night, this is the candle of the first night. First we do the candle of the night, and then all the candles rightward.
As I light this candle here, it's called the shamash, and this candle we use to light all the other ones. Because one of the things about Hanukkah is we don't want to use the light for anything other than that mitzvah. So we use this candle to light the others rather than using a Hanukkah candle for that.
We take the candle in our hand, gather everybody around, and we say the blessings. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadik ner shel Hanukkah. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim ha'em uvazman hazeh. If it's the first night of Hanukkah, you'll also add Shecheyanu, but we're pretending it's the second night of Hanukkah. So at this point, we light this candle, and then this candle. Should really be done silently. Place the shamash back in its spot. Enjoy the candles. You can sing Hanerot Halalu. You can sing
Maoz
Tzur. You can spin the dreidel, and you can definitely wish each other a very, very happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, everyone.
So we're about to do the Shecheyanu, which is a special prayer that we do the first time we do anything in a new calendar year. And this is an extra special Shecheyanu because Joey is the first one that you're really going to be part of because he was a potato last Hanukkah. All right, let's do it together, Joe. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'hihiyanu lazman hazeh.
Maoz Tzur Yeshuati Lechana Elishabeach Tikon Beit Tefilati V'sham Toda Lezabeach Letachinam Admeach Mitzaram Menabeach Az egmor b'shir mizmor Chanukat hamizbeach Az egmor b'shir mizmor Chanukat hamizbeach Yevanim nigbetzu alai Azai bimecha hashmani ופרצו חומות מגדלי וטיבו כל השמנים ולמינות הקנקנים מסע נסלה שושנים בני בינה ימי שמונה קבו שיר ורננים בני בינה ימי שמונה קבו שיר ורננים